Abu Ubaydah Ibn Al-Jarrah. His appearance was striking. He was tall and slim. His face was bright, and he had a light beard. He was extremely courteous, modest, but was also quite shy. He was often described as the custodian of the Muslim community. Abu Ubaydah was one of the first people to accept Islam. He became a Muslim just one day after Abu Bakr. In fact, it was through Abu Bakr that he learned about Islam and decided to become a Muslim. He accepted Islam in the early days, so he was also one of those who were oppressed by the Quraysh in Mecca. He patiently put up with many insults and difficulties at that time. But no matter how bad things became, he stood firm in his belief in Allah and his Prophet. In the Battle of Badr, Abu Ubaydah fought courageously. He did not fear death. The enemy soldiers used to avoid fighting with him. However, one of the enemy kept pursuing Abu Ubaydah in the battlefield. Abu Ubaydah did his best to avoid him. Eventually, the man succeeded and attacked him ferociously. Abu Ubaydah tried desperately to resist him, but eventually the man succeeded in blocking Abu Ubaydah and stood as a barrier between him and the enemy troops. Abu Ubaydah could not control himself any longer, so he killed the man and then continued fighting. Who do you think this man was? He was the father of Abu Ubaydah. Abu Ubaydah loved his father and had tried to avoid fighting with him. But when it came to a confrontation, he made his choice. His faith in Allah and his messenger was stronger than his love for his father. He was fighting against polytheism and evil, and sought to destroy these things, not his father. One day, a Christian delegation came to the Prophet and asked him to send one of his companions with them to settle some disputes that had arisen between them. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, told them to go and return later that evening, as he planned to send someone who was strong and trustworthy. Umar ibn al-Khattab was one of the companions at the meeting. He said, "I went early to the mosque for the Zuhr Prayer, hoping I would be the one who the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, selected for this mission. When the Prophet had finished the prayer, he began looking to his right and his left. I tried to make myself easily seen so he would notice me. However, he continued looking at us until he spotted Abu Ubaydah Ibn Al-Jarrah. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, called Abu Ubaydah and said to him, 'Go with them and judge between them with the truth.' It was Abu Ubaydah who was trustworthy and strong. One day the Prophet sent a group of his companions to meet a Quraysh caravan. He appointed Abu Ubaydah as Amir, leader of the group, and only gave them a bag of dates for provisions. Abu Ubaydah gave one date to each man under his command every day. He used to suck this date just as a baby would suck the breast of his mother. He would then drink some water, and this would be enough for him for the whole day. During the Battle of Uhud, Abu Ubaydah was one of the 10 people who encircled the Prophet to protect him against the spears of the enemy. He was a human shield for the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. How brave he was! How greatly he loved the Prophet! At a later time, after the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, had passed away, the companions gathered to choose a leader. At this time, Umar ibn al-Khattab said to Abu Ubaydah, "Give me your hand and I will pledge allegiance to you, for I heard the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, say, 'Every nation has a custodian, and you are the custodian of the Muslim nation.'" He did not accept this position, but instead was pleased to be a sincere advisor to Abu Bakr. He was also a truthful advisor to Umar when he became caliph. Abu Ubaidah died of plague while he was leading the Muslim troops in Syria. While he was on his deathbed, he advised the Muslim army, establish prayer, observe fast in Ramadan, give the obligatory charity, and perform Hajj and Umrah. Preserve your unity and support one another. Be loyal to your commanders and do not hide anything from them. Don't let the transient pleasures of this life destroy you, for even if man were to live 1,000 years, he shall die. May Allah have mercy upon Abu Ubaidah, a great Muslim hero.